Teacher and classmates, receive a big rating from me. My name is Jonathan Wananga, and I will talk about the use of the literary text to carry out activities that help in the teaching of English. Okay? First of all, let's understand that literary texts are nothing more than writing whose objective is to convey feeling, emotions, stories, or message through words. Their main function is aesthetic, but they can also contain pedagogical, political, environmental or social ideas. Okay. Now, after recognizing what literary texts are, we will see some of their characteristics. Literary texts are characterized by the emphasis of the poetic function of language, and the use of expressive resources such as um, theoretical figures, um, the research of beauty through words, and the load of subjective theory content. Okay? Taking into account these characteristics, we can say that literary texts offer the reader subjective approaches, reflective, experimental, or contemplative contents, and empathizes language to related situation and convey emotions and sensations. After this, we will see the classification and example of literary texts. Um, these literary texts can be classified into three genres: narrative, lyric, and dramatic. These genres seek the search of or manifestation of beauty through words. It is understood in this way that a literary text is characterized by the artist's expressions of the human being in writing from. Some examples of these genres are novels, short stories, poems, comedies, tragedies, and tragicomedies. Okay? Now, having explained the general topic, let's look at some application of these literary texts in some cultures. The first culture, the Ecuadorian culture. We have a text where the story of Cantuña is expressed with this we will perform reading, writing, listening, and speaking activities. Okay, in reading activity, the teacher will tell the students that they can read aloud fragments of the text. This helps to improve pronunciation, intonation, and comprehension. Okay, in activity writing, the teacher will ask the students to write a summary of the whole work. This will help students improve their writing. In the activity listening, during the reading aloud, ask students uh, to identify sounds, emotion, and descriptions. Students will be able to identify what is being asked of them by listening to the reading. And the last is speaking. The organized discussion on topics related to text, encouraging the use of arguments and the expression of opinions. Now, in the English culture, we have a text where the legend of Hercules is expressed. With this, we will perform reading, writing, listening, and speaking activities. The same. The reading activities, the teacher will ask questions about the text to verify comprehension, such as who is the main character, what is the main conflicts, or how does the character feels, okay? In writing, the teacher will ask students to write a continuation of the history, or an alternative ending, okay? And the listening, the teacher will have the student listen to the audiobook of this literary text to improve listening comprehension. And the last, speaking, the teacher will ask students to make presentation about the characters, plot, or themes of the books, okay? Now, finally, in the Italian culture, we have a test where the history pizza is expressed. With this, we will do reading, writing, listening, and speaking activities. The reading, the teacher will encourage students to analyze the text beyond the plot. For example, who is the first person who made pizza? Where was it made? This will help to improve critical reading, okay? In writing, the teacher will ask students to write sentence with the vocabulary words that the students do not understand or do not know. Um, the listening, the teacher will pronounce the vocabulary words that the students do not know. The students will then listen to their pronunciation and identify the words in another reading. The speaking, the teacher will encourage a small group conversation about the most relevant aspects of the text. Okay. Mm, for finally, in conclusion, the use of literary text in English languages instructions is a valuable pedagogical tools by providing an authentic and meaningful context for language learning. Literary text can help students develop a deeper understanding of English and become more proficient reader and writers. The reference, and thank you guys, thank you teacher.